In this session, we'll take a look at the last visual element we need to create before we can put everything together into a clickable menu. I've decided to go with a comet, not for any particular reason, other than that I found a cool GIF online, the one on the left. I wanted to see if I could replicate it using only PowerPoint, and to my surprise, I could. If you look to the right, you'll see my result in comparison. Is it better than the original? Not necessarily, but it's pretty impressive, considering it was built entirely in PowerPoint. The reason I'm sharing this with you is to highlight the true power of AI and creativity, not just for generating what's unknown to you, but for replicating, repurposing, and improving existing ideas. AI isn't just about starting from scratch. It's about taking inspiration, adapting it, and elevating it to something even better. Sometimes that means using familiar tools in new ways you didn't know were possible. Other times, it's about combining different tools to help you cross the finish line. Let's be honest. Most people think of PowerPoint as just a tool for school projects or boring office meetings. Before I started building this course, that's all it was to me too. But after a few long weekends and some coffee-fueled late nights, I realized it was capable of so much more. And it's all thanks to ChatGPT. Now, let's move on and create the visual elements for the comet. We won't spend too much time on building the shapes, since, by now, you should be familiar with using circles, rectangles, squares, and the edit points on the shapes. If you want to challenge yourself, you can try recreating all the shapes on your own. But if you'd rather save time, the finished shapes are available for download in the materials. What I really wanted to show you in this session is a quick tip that makes color selection effortless. If you right-click any shape, go to Fill, then click Eyedropper. You can select any color you want directly from an image. In this case, I'm using the original Comet GIF I found online to match its exact colors. If you decided to follow along using the material, go ahead and use the eyedropper tool on the rest of the shapes to match their colors perfectly. Don't forget to use the Format Painter where it makes sense, especially for the inner circles of the comet, since they all share the same color. This will help keep your workflow efficient. Before we wrap up this section, I want to show you one last trick. If you right-click on the comet's tail, go to Format Shape, then Fill, and select Gradient Fill. You'll notice that the tail consists of 4 different colors. These colors were also selected using the eyedropper tool. To replicate this effect, click on each gradient stop, then go to the color option in the menu, and use the eyedropper to pick the exact shades from the comet reference image. This subtle touch adds depth and realism to the comet's fiery trail. Now that our comet pieces are fully built, let's move on to the next session, where we'll bring it to life using animations.